Austintown, and welcome to the new rendition of Who's News, where we talk to individuals, organizations, and clubs, anything in Austintown that is interesting to the people who live in Austintown. And today we have a biggie, someone that's been around for a long, long time. This town is a veterans town. We have veterans organizations and we have veterans everywhere. But today we have one of the oldest veterans group. It's the American Legion Austintown Memorial Post 301. They've been, according to Sam Swagger, they've been around since the 40s and have done so very much for Austintown and for the veterans. And today I have my guests who are directly from that post 301. To my right is Dave Ewing, who happens to be the commander of the post 301. And second to my right is Tom Moss. Tom is the second vice commander of the post. And then you all know Sam Swagger. Sam and I used to do the co-host for the Veteran Show here. And he's back again. And I think if you look at Sam's background, I think he belonged to Everything Everywhere for the longest time. But we're not going to let him talk. But he's just here to smile at everybody.
There you go.
Okay, guys, now relax. Okay, let's start off with you, Dave. What's your background? Where are you from?
I'm from Leavittsburg, Ohio. I graduated from La Brea in 1986.
Oh my God, a mere child.
And joined the military a month after I graduated. I spent 20 years in the Army, retired in 2006.
Wow.
And been involved with veterans ever since 2009.
What did you do in the service?
I started out as a cook, and then I ended up finishing my career as a combat medic.
And have you been to foreign countries or anything?
I served for a year in Iraq during the Iraq War.
Okay. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Tom, how about you? Where are you from?
I'm from Austintown. Grew up, went to high school here up until the 10th grade, and then I quit and went in the service in 1974 in the Navy. Was in there about 3 years. Had to get out because I damaged my leg real bad, and I got involved with the vets about 2005 and I've been involved with them ever since. Like doing it. Meet some nice guys.
Well, you looked at Sam.
He's okay.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
I met Sam, and he does the same thing I like to do, go camping, and but mainly we like to do a lot of stuff that we can for the community.
Very good.
I mean, we'll drop everything if someone needs something.
Well, we're going to be talking about that. That's great. Sam, people here know you, but the thing is, even though we like you, even though you graduated from Cheney.
That's it.
When did you move to Austintown?
Well, I was in Austintown. Went to Woodside School up until the 3rd grade. Lived on Cannon Road in Pembroke.
Oh.
Then we moved to the west side when I was going into the 4th grade. Then I came back about 40 years ago. My wife, she's a Cheney graduate too, 76, so I got a younger girl. But so I've been here. All 3 of my kids went to Fitch. All my grandkids are here right now.
Now, when were you in the military?
67 to 69.
It's funny we talk about Austintown, but during the 1960s, this town blew up like crazy. So there's many of them, just like myself, that didn't live here. When I grew up, this was a little farm community.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is, in the 60s, it became the biggest town in Mahoney County.
Right,
and that
right.
sort of thing.
Yeah, because we moved here in '68.
See, that's it. I mean, everybody, because the houses, everyone started promoting houses. They were all over the place and so on. Well, gentlemen, the American Legion is there. Now, the biggest thing that people have a problem with that aren't in the military is the difference with how could I join the American Legion or the VFW and so on. The requirements for the VFW is that you had to be in a foreign country at one
In a
time
war, yes.
before you could. Now, the American Legion is simply that you served in the military. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you know, it wasn't the longest time, and it's been around so long. And you are correct. The service to the people in Austintown have been outstanding. But the thing is that the proudness of the people here and the veterans. I am not a veteran. I tried getting in one time. They wouldn't let me in because I was 10 pounds overweight. And then when they wanted me, I wanted to be teacher. But that's beside the point. But my respect for you guys, and especially the American Legion, although we'll bring in the VFW because those are two very strong people here. But we also have the Korean War.
Right.
But, you know, God bless them. Unfortunately, they're becoming lesser and lesser simply because of the age and that sort of thing.
Yes.
But I mean, we have the Marine Corps veterans, we have the Catholic veterans, all these different, the Italian veterans, that all are here in this town. So, but let's get started on first things first, because we're here for a specific reason today, because coming up on June 30th, am I correct? The 31st. The 31st, Monday, is Memorial Day.
Yes. May 31st.
Thank you. Excuse me, folks, it's been a long day. May 31st, coming up this coming Monday. The American Legion started something a long time ago to honor the people in the Memorial Days, and they started a parade. The ceremony was all taken care of. I always tell the story that the first time I became a trustee, that was my first parade. So I came up to where the parade started, and I asked the American Legion, where's my car? What car? The car I'm going to drive in the parade. No, you don't do that. We walk. I weighed 300 pounds at the time. But the thing is, the honor of that is really great. Unfortunately, because of the virus and so on, last year you had to make an exception, and we're going to do it again this year. But now, Dave, what's going on?
May 31st, beginning at 10 a.m., we're going to have a Memorial Day ceremony at Veterans Park on the corner of Wycliffe Circle and Mahoning Avenue in Austintown. We have the Austintown Fitch Choir going to be there to sing for us. We're going to have the trustees there that'll do some speaking. We're going to have a 21-gun salute, the playing of taps, and we're also going to have laying of wreaths at the monuments and also a speech by me.
And it's always a good one, by the way. But the thing is that the beautiful thing about Austintown is we now have a Veterans Park.
Yes.
It's wonderful. It's over there, and every day everyone's trying to build it up again because there are things that have to be done, and there's great cooperation between the Veterans Organization and the township and so on. But it'll get done even more so. But the thing is that it makes it so perfect with the statues that are there and so on, and the honor bestowed on them. Now this is a national thing, and a lot of organizations have them. But are we planning on the idea next year maybe being able to go back to the parade?
Yes, we're looking at going back to the parade and then having the memorial service at the high school after the parade.
Great. It was always so well attended by everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And if you notice, a lot of the people loved it because when you started going down the street, there was people on both sides. As soon as you hit that high school, there was a crowd.
Yeah.
And then once you got to the main entrance of the high school, going right there was people in the parking lot sitting on the grass. There, everything. They couldn't wait.
Right. And also, you know, with the student from Fitch High School and Eagle Scout, put that gorgeous memorial out there, which is setting.
Just beautiful.
It's a perfect setting.
You know, we had some really good people from the high school doing those things for their projects.
Yes.
I remember the cemetery over there.
Yes.
He dug it all up and all this other stuff. It's just a wonderful cooperation by a number of different sources that do what's going on. The American Legion has been around for a long time, and are you having the same problem that most organizations are at this point, that the membership gets a little thin at times? For some reason, people are not joining.
Yeah, we do have a problem with that. A lot of them are coming back. They're young. They have families. A lot of them think that if they belong to an organization, they have to donate their time all the time to them. That's not true. All the organizations ask is if you join, just give a couple hours of your time a month if you can. Right now, the Legion has 105 paid members, and I have maybe 15 that show up to do stuff. A lot of them are older, I understand, and can't do it. We're always looking for new members, though.
Now, you have your meetings, what, on Tuesday? Is that what they are?
The second Tuesday of every month at 7 p.m. at the Austintown Legion on Oakwood Avenue.
It is a fun thing to go there. I get every once in a while the opportunity to go in and talk to the guys because of arrangements. And there's camaraderie there, really,
Yes.
really strong camaraderie. And the irony is, I would think that some of you guys, who's in the Army, who's in the Navy, the Air Force, and everything else, start scorching each other a
Yeah,
little
we
bit.
do that.
Oh yeah, we do that.
We do that.
But you gotta understand, it's a fun thing to do, and we don't rely on just one of us. It's all of us.
everybody.
Everybody gets along, and it's a nice. And we invite people, come on down, check it out, see what you
Right.
think. And we, like Dave said, we understand there's young generations.
Yeah.
Family comes first, job,
Right.
and that. Because like I don't know about
It's-
Dave, my kids were gone, so I finally got involved, and that's the
Yeah.
age. But now it's like.
I don't show any favoritism. I mess with everybody equally. You know, but the thing of it is as Dave said, you know, when I was with the district and I went around all 41 posts, everybody got the same problem, membership.
Sure.
But they all complain, the young people, they don't want to join. They don't want to join us. It's not that they don't want to join. As Dave said, when I got out of the military in '69, my first intention was not to go down the street and join the neighborhood veterans group. Mine was to get a job, go back to work. If I was going to school, go back to college. If I had a family, raise it. I didn't get involved with the American Legion until probably 18, 19 years ago, and I'll be 73. My first veterans group was with the United Auto Workers, a standing committee, a veterans committee. You know, so we'll get them. We got a
Yeah.
couple that just retired from the Guard. He comes once in a while, Sergeant Kester, you know, but now he got another job too. But he's got kids still in school.
But what you all said is true. If I'm coming in here and I have to go to work and I have my family,
Right.
I have to take care of them. But as you get older, you have more time. But the thing is that people get the impression that when they have to join something, that means every week they have to do something, and that's silly. Now let's talk about some of the things the American Legion do. Now, the flags that you put out constantly. Now that's how many times a year do you do that? Once, twice?
Once,
At the cemeteries and so on. And the thing is, that's a nice task. It's not a killing task to be able to go out and do those
no,
particular
it
things.
takes a couple hours.
Like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cemeteries that we have to take care of, okay, putting the flags up. But then everybody don't understand, a lot of them you got to take the flags back down
Yes.
at a certain time.
don't let 'em
so it's the
stay.
same, same bunch of us taking down. And what is nice too, we had help. These guys had help at the one resurrection from a church that we work with. And that helped out a great deal because that's one of our bigger ones.
Well, how do you get the report on these are the veterans who passed away that you're putting a flag on it?
The cemeteries usually have a list of that they give us. It has their name, the lot number, plot number, everything we need to know. So we just go to that section, look for that plot, and
It's-
put the flag.
It's we've been doing the same cemeteries for so long, we have an idea
Pretty
where
good
they
idea
are.
where everything is.
But then there are, when the kids come and help, like the church had probably 10, 12 kids, and the Boy Scouts normally come and help. So we explain to them, you have to look for a sticker, you have to look for a branch service logo, or the name
Name,
World War
yeah,
I, World
yeah.
War II, Korea, Vietnam. And so it gets to the point where we know the majority of them. But like this past year, we had, 40 new grave sites because of COVID.
Now, Sam, when we were doing our old show,
Right.
you brought in some of the chaplains and so on.
Yes.
And there was one person that was in charge of, we try to tell everybody, tell the families, if you're the female or male members of your family passed away and they're military veterans, then you should contact certain people.
Yes.
Who do they contact for things?
Well, for our post,
Yes.
he'll contact the commander, he'll contact the chaplain.
But most of the time, don't they simply tell the
Funeral home?
The funeral home.
Yes,
yeah.
and then they'll normally contact Dave, because they know what we do in our area, and then they'll contact, well, if he or she was in the Army or the Navy, they'll contact that department, and they'll send down a minimum of 2 people from that branch to fold the flag, and then normally we'll do the other stuff.
Now, do you still have a group of, well, you always do this, but the, I'm having a senior
Honor
moment.
guard.
Honor guards. Yeah, do you still have the
Yes,
honor
we do.
guards? Okay, because now we're going to have the 4th of July parade again, and the American Legion is always the ones who lead the parade and so on. And you've been doing that for years.
Yeah, since the
Yes.
parade started.
I'll never forget the first time I came here and we started the parades and everything else. There were a lot of guys that made me look like a youngster out there, but they all wanted to march, and they finally got to the point where they were still around. They were a little older, so now we had a trailer, so they could be a part of it.
Right.
So you're still doing all of those things
Yes.
too. What are some of the projects that you do?
We've done a POW MIA chair here at Austintown Fitch High School in the gymnasium, and we also dedicated one at the football field on the 50-yard line. And right now, our newest project is a memorial tribute banner for the veterans who served.
Let's talk about that, because that's a biggie. I love when you guys came over to our trustees meeting and then we start talking about it. By the way, we started a veterans committee out of the township from each of the things, because we want to try to cooperate everybody together. But that banner is so impressive, and I'm sorry those guys have to climb up on poles while putting them there, but it really is. Let's talk about that. Okay, here's the things. It's really. I wish I had a bigger banner here for you, but they're up now. You almost have. Well, you don't have all of them up.
No, we've got the majority of them up. I just got another shipment in, so I'm going to be getting with the road department to get with us to get those put up. Right now we have a total of 61 banners that were ordered, and we're going to be put up throughout Austintown. The main routes right now are Raccoon Road south from Viral Road to Kirk Road. And we're looking at doing Idaho from Marks to the school. And also we have them put up around Wycliffe Circle.
Wycliffe Circle, yeah. And they are staggering. They are absolutely beautiful. I mean, you guys even look good on them, let me tell you. But I mean, they are really beautiful, beautiful banners. And it's a dedication from families, friends, anyone, to people who have served. But they are so impressive looking. You'll see them. And when you look at them, if you have somebody in your family that you would like to do it now, they cost $175, which is, if you look at the banner, it's no big cost, but it's $175, and you need a picture.
I need a picture, I need the service member's name, years of service, what war they served in, or what wartime they served during, and
now it's an easy factor. You could
rank.
you could call the township, you could call the American Legion, you could call any. We'll get you the papers, because unfortunately, because of issues, you have to sign these papers. There has to be an authorization for the
Yes.
picture itself, and then all the things that are there, and the check. But the thing is, once that is done, you'll be so impressed. If you, here you are, Austintown, you know where Wycliffe Circle is. Well, the right side, if I'm going down towards Youngstown, on the right side, that's Veterans Park. And that's where they are. They're up already there. You can see them, how beautiful they are, and so on. And if you want to, then you call the American Legion. They're in the phone book. You can leave a message for them because they have the number. If you can't get a hold of anyone, call me, and I'll make sure they send you the stuff that's going on. But it's really impressive. So now we're going to keep this going.
Yes, we're going to keep it going as long as we can. Right now, what it is, as Mr. Carano stated, $175 for the banner. It's a 2-year program. As soon as we get the banner, we'll put it up, and it'll remain up for 2 years, coming down only during the winter months so that we can preserve the banner. And once the 2 years are up, you'll get the banner to keep.
That's fantastic. I have to say this. I remember when Sam was in charge of the American Legion, and there have been some very outstanding individuals who are doing it. But when you guys started, your group started leading them, you came up with all these progressive things. It's very impressive. This is the town for it. This is the town for it. Because
What is nice too is if you go around, there's other towns that have them.
yes,
But you have to be a member in that town. You have to be a veteran in them
Oh.
towns. To where yours is totally different. What is nice about our thing, we have the picture on the front, but on the back it has Austintown honoring veterans. So you don't have to live in Austintown. You don't have, so like say if a family member has someone that's lives somewhere else, they want to honor them, they can honor them here.
and we're going to have people driving around. Wait till
Yeah.
Memorial Day. You're going to see
yeah.
people driving around to look for
Right.
their parents or their brothers or sisters.
And like Dave tries to help, like say if they want it in some an area like on the parade route.
Sure.
Like say if the family sits there at a certain spot, Dave tries to, if we can, we'll try to put it there. Like Sam and his brothers, they wanted right across from 9/11. So that's where theirs is at, 9/11. Me and Dave wanted to be down at the circle, okay? But Dave will try to work with them as best he can.
Do you take some tranquilizer or what?
Oh, no.
No, I was an ex-commander at another place, but watching Dave as the commander, he has done a heck of a job with different things that he's done. I'm just in the background as a second commander. We talk a lot. Me and Dave talk a lot. I'll bring an idea to him. He'll bring an idea to me. When he brought the banner to me and was talking about it, I said, I was thinking about that because I saw him down in Lowville. I saw him somewhere else. I said, Dave, that's a good idea. See what happens. See if it goes.
Do you get material from the National American Legion? And they bring things, and then the state. We have a state commander.
Yes,
state
we do.
and everything. So I mean, there are people that come up with some ideas that you can be looking at every 2 minutes. Not really.
No, you have to understand, well, it's like any other organization. The national and the state, they want their dues money.
They take. That's what it's all about.
As far as the posts themselves, different posts in different areas. Some areas, they do a lot. Like in Austintown, we do a ton.
Yes.
Some areas, they don't do as much. Some areas, they don't do that hardly at all. That's just the way it is. And it comes from Austintown being a veteran-friendly community to begin with. So we got that going that helps us. But the thing of it is, when I was commander, like 4 terms, I wanted to get out of there. Because of the same old stuff, same people doing everything. Yeah. And so when these younger guys come, I conned Dave into running. No, but
well, that was a good move.
Well, yes, because You know, Dave has what I didn't have. I'm more of a Clydesdale type person. You know, I got with the POW chair people and wanted to start that. And then when Dave got in, we worked together and we got that started and got that going. And but he's got this skill going on with the computer and with that. I can go on it and do the membership, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Dave got on there and he's gotten us almost $8,000 in grant money.
Yes.
You know, and so I mean and you need that today. You need that today.
I remember, especially when you're talking about
Yeah.
when I was dealing very directly with
Yes.
the American Legion, the problem with them trying to get to the state and the feds, the first thing they say is, you know, you have to use our tax exempt. Well, I don't know if you guys still have it, but you
Yeah,
have your own
yeah.
tax exempt
Yeah,
phone,
yeah.
and
still
you
have it.
didn't need them to
No.
do those. It was like our American Legion post is very independent in
Yes.
that sense.
Yes.
And we're involved with not just the school, we're involved with a bunch of organizations. We're involved with St. Joseph's, our provider. We go up there and help them. We went up and put a flag, I mean, this is before Dave and them, at the old St. Brennan's,
Yes.
because we used to go up there and do things with them. So, and because the history of the American Legion is not just, the main thing is to work with veterans and help veterans. But the other thing, key thing is to educate the youth.
Do you still go to the senior center?
Well, we haven't been there because they
Because
haven't
they've
been
been
open.
open.
They haven't
yeah.
been open.
But that
we-
was an impressive
Yes,
thing for a
we
while
started
there.
a veterans
Yes.
corner there, myself
Yes.
and Gary
Yes.
Commel, and then
Because you would tell them where to go for
Yes,
advice and
yes.
if they have a problem. You know, isn't it pathetic that I'll bet you only about 15 to 20% of veterans understand that
Right.
they have organizations to help them,
right.
and they don't know how to get to them.
And all they got to do is ask, and they just have to ask the right people. You know, I mean, but I know we went up to the Veterans Youngstown Outpatient Clinic. You know, we went up and, you know, we basically went up. It was, I think it was Dave's idea or something to go up there, and we took about 10 pizzas up there and some stuff, and we took it up for the workers, not the veterans. For the workers. I mean, I think me and Tom took it up there. And they were so appreciative of it. And there's other groups that do it. I know the Catholic War veteran on Steel Street just donated $4,000 to them.
You know, you become officers of your organizations. You're doing a lot of the work. There's no
yeah.
two
Oh,
ways about it.
definitely.
And that's not unique to you. Every organization does
Yes.
that if you take the leadership. But your group, I commend you. I've been around a long time, and I commend you what you're doing and how you do it. That's the impressive part. I wish there was some way we could help to get the people. Now, we understand that. You explain the thing. As soon as they're ready, you know, it doesn't take much to go out on a Tuesday, a second Tuesday, to come down. Hey, you go have a drink with everybody, do some talking about what you were doing in the military and all this other stuff. And every once in a while to help out on special things. The problem with everybody is they're so afraid. They're afraid that it's going to cost them a lot of money,
Right.
or that it's they're going to take all their time. And that's not the case.
No.
And see, so, with our post, if you're active, we pay your dues. You know, and we've done it for years. We'll pay if you're active, like the National Guard, and that's how we got Sergeant Kester. Now, he's been up there a couple times, but like he's still got little kids, you know, because they're in dance with my granddaughters. You know, so you just they'll come eventually.
Tom, did you say you? Excuse me, Sam. I'm sorry. Tom, did you say you were a commander in
Yes.
what?
Yeah, I was a commander for the DAV.
DAV.
Yeah, I was a commander, and then
Now the DAV is a specialized
there
thing, right?
it's DAV, Disabled American Veterans.
We
that they're
had
going to
people
work
here
with.
that one time, right?
That's what they supposed to work for, and Dave was there too, and then we mainly got really involved with American Legion, and like he said, Sam conned him into being the commander, and someone conned me into taking the second vice because they didn't have no one to run.
Well, I congratulations, Sam.
All right.
Because Sam's been around for a long time, but Sam went through a lot, like all of us, we go through a medical situation that
And
we need help.
with Sam, it's great that he's still there because we can come back on him and ask him questions.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
is this proper? Is this the way
Yeah.
we can do it? Just like like Dave and him said, at the bar, anybody that gets order something, and they'll have change coming back, they throw it into a container, and that container is mainly for the choir. Oh. Okay?
Well,
And
you
then
have
we
such a
match it,
cooperation
don't
with
we?
that.
We match it.
No, we
Whatever's
match
in there, we match it,
That's great.
and then we give it to the choir. We do a lot, but like we say, it's hard to get new members.
Yeah.
And we try to talk to them and say, hey, you can join. We know your family, work comes first, but come down, just check it out, see what you think. And if you want to join, here's all you got to do. A lot of places send out letters, what they're going to be having coming up this month and this. If you can just, like Dave said, an hour or so, that's it. That's all and then you'll find out. You'll start to get new friends. You'll see what it's like, and you'll have a place to go when you need to get away from everything.
The American Legion is no different than other organizations. And when you have some leadership gets a little slowed down and so on. I'll never forget when you guys took over this one time. You had to go through all the files to find out what was in the files and everything else, and everything was redone again. And it happens. That happens. But knock on wood, you guys will be around for a while. Okay? Well,
knock
listen.
on wood, hopefully.
They changed our membership, so before our charter was under Congress. That in 1919, that's how we were formed, under Congress. So anytime Congress enacted police action, a war period, that's what it was. So we had gaps, like after, in between Vietnam and Korea, there's a little gap, and Korea, and there's a little gap. Well, they were smart at the last convention, and they changed it because they were finding out. Now, since this program doesn't go nationally, like I said, we signed it. If you were a veteran, we signed it.
That's it.
Because national and state, they want the dues money. So that's what we did. And so, but now they changed it to where anytime after 1941 or after something, you're eligible to join the VFW. I mean American Legion. VFW has a big problem.
Yes.
Because you have to have a campaign ribbon. You have to serve in a war zone. I can be a social member there, but I can't join there.
Well, we don't want a lot of wars either.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yes.
And they will not change.
But they're like, for the longest time, everybody in the American Legion, that it was like they belonged to both organizations.
Oh, they do.
That sort of thing. That's great.
They still do. I belong to AMVETS. I belong to American Legion, Catholic War Vets.
One thing I do want to put out there, if you've been down to the circle,
Yes.
it's been done up nice now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The planning, and I got to put that out for the VFW auxiliary, the ladies.
Sure.
I saw it on Facebook, and I don't know if anybody gave them the credit, but they did a heck of a job down there. It looks nice.
Yeah, we sing their praises a lot in the township because they work hard.
Right.
We thank the Korean War veterans.
Yes.
They come up with the flags and so on. Everybody does their job.
Oh, Austintown Park Department and the Road Department go
Yes,
down there and maintain
they
it.
were great.
I haven't been down there. I'm going to go down there now because they were supposed to
Yes.
take out the roots of those places,
Yes.
and so I'm going to.
Oh, they did. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's good. Well, gentlemen, let me tell you this, okay? For the people in Austintown, I thank you. I thank you so very much for the time you spend. Now, you guys spend a lot of time. And the thing is, the people coming in don't have to. Just a couple of things that we can do constantly. But keep coming up with those great ideas. Remember, everybody out there, you have a veteran in your family and you want to honor them. This flag this is just beautiful out there, and it'll be there. Now, how long will it stay up?
It'll stay up till November 30th.
Okay, and then we'll do those things back and forth and so on. But the thing is to find out about it, and if you have the opportunity, and a lot of people have different things that they do in honor of the people who served on Memorial Day, but come down to the Wycliffe Circle, to the Veterans Park, and you'll see the American Legion doing their job with a beautiful ceremony that goes on. It's not a long ceremony, but it's very precise. It's there, and now the band's joining, the choir's joining in. I mean, they do such a beautiful job themselves. And God bless them, because they do a lot of that honoring the veterans all over the world.
Yes.
I mean, it's just something else. But listen to me. Listen, Dave, Tom, Sam, thank you so very much. I hope we're coming back here with the next thing that's going on with you, and we'll get an update of what's going on and see what we need.
I want to thank the trustees.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I want to thank the trustees, and like Sam said, also the road crew for being out there but mainly the trustees for, you guys backed us. When Dave brought this to you, you guys were gung-ho. And you don't see a lot of trustees in different places, different things, but you guys are great, and you can show that you guys are veteran friendly, and that's what's nice. And this township is really great. That's why I stayed here.
Those of us, I'm older than you guys. Those
We
of
know
us
that.
that are,
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah. Those of us that went through all the wars and things of that sort. And in many cases, I didn't have to serve that way. I didn't have to leave my family. I didn't. But you see, that's the point. Whatever I could do now. But the thing is to honor you guys. You guys are the ones on the front line, not me.
Well,
So, but the thing is, everybody in Austintown should understand that. And it's, every time we do parades and so on, in most cases, it's to honor those people who served. But I thank you for everybody in Austintown. I hope to see you again. We'll be back over here talking about all kind of things. And that will be taped on our local channel here, Falcon Media. Will be taping the program on Memorial Day. So everything will be there. But ladies and gentlemen, you hear what's going on. If you have veterans, please get in touch with the American Legion. If you can't find anybody else, call the Township Hall. They'll let you know everything that you need. And don't forget this coming Monday that we're going to have that beautiful ceremony. And I mean, it is a dedicated ceremony to a dedicated group of people in a place that has monuments to everybody. And it's wonderful. So thank you again for being with us. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the next version of Who's News.
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, thanks.
In association with Austintown Local Schools and Austintown Township.